Baby Monster's alleged debut, and we're already experiencing backlash? SM to this day erasing Jessica from Girls' Generation? But what exactly is going on with ex-I-dle member Soojin's debut? Most importantly, should we remove the K from K-pop? And of course, a list of all the K-pop nominees at the Grammys. We're going to discuss all those subjects today in this episode of Totally Legit K-Pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, of course, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. I also have a second channel if you'd like to keep up with me in a different way. But without further ado, let's get into it. I truly never thought this day would come. So we have an official date for Baby Monster's debut. Allegedly, like, I'm not gonna believe it until I see it. Because fun fact, there's still plenty of time between now and November 27th for a delay to happen. I don't know. So here we have the official announcement, 2023 11/27. So of course, as of yet, we don't have like a title track name or anything of the sort. But here's what some K-netizens have to think about this debut announcement that we've been so long waiting for. If you don't remember the last time we checked out what some K-netizens had to think about the delay in Baby Monster's debut, a lot of them were joking about how it's gonna come in like 2024. Well, 2024 is not that far. A lot of them are joking about how it's probably gonna happen next year, giving some really extreme dates in the future for when it would actually come, as did most international stands as well. Not gonna lie, I did the same. So here are some comments. Something big is coming finally. I can't believe YG is actually keeping their promise for November. Finally, I'm so curious about this group. They're finally coming. I've been waiting for so long. I'm glad they're debuting this year. They're the group I'm anticipating the most. Oh wow, I was getting tired of waiting. Why is it midnight instead of 6 p.m? And finally. You know what? I actually started noticing this specifically with Blackpink. They would release something at midnight instead of 6 p.m, which would be, well, midnight. The time difference confuses the hell out of me all the time. When I was trying to plan out specific reviews, I'm like, okay, 0 a.m. in Korea, but like, what is that here? Because it's like, okay, but is it yesterday or it's tomorrow? Anyways, I first noticed it with Blackpink. I don't know who started this, when they started doing like midnight releases on a Friday instead of like 6 a.m. releases on a Monday for me, let's say, which would have been 6 p.m. in Korea. And I just assumed it was to target a different type of audience. I'm not sure. However, it seems we've already received some criticism for this debut ahead of the debut. So the first member to have anything really released is Chiquita. So we have this visual film here. We're gonna watch a little bit of it because we don't want to get a copyright claim. Okay, so it seems that there's some criticism because, well, there's always been criticism actually, because she's only 14 years old, born in 2009. You know, there are some young members in Baby Monster. It seems some people are having an issue with her styling, according to this article. Netizens criticize Baby Monster Chiquita's mature styling despite just being 14 years old. So these pictures in particular, I think were taken before, right? I feel like I've seen these before. This is not like a teaser for their debut. These are the newer releases. And then again, that video that we just saw. Yet, while many fans love the fact that Baby Monster was getting ready for their debut and it started with Chiquita, many were concerned about the idol styling. In particular, Chiquita is not only the maknae of Baby Monster, but she was born in 2009, which would make her 14 years old and one of the youngest idols in the industry. So we have the photos uploaded to Reddit. And some of the comments, why does she have ski boots on? Busy day. Me casually heading over to K-Profiles to look her up. Birthday, February 17, 2009. She's younger than my first Twitter account. Chiquita in Spanish means small, little, young. Fits her if she's 14. I totally forgot that there was one who was barely 14 years old in this group. She seems to be in her 20s with this makeup. That makeup sure is aging her. Feels weird. Are people forgetting that she's 14 because of the styling, or do they just not care? As someone who hasn't been following this group at all, I would have guessed she was 17 at youngest. Granted, I'm really bad at guessing ages. She's 14, right? Yep, same age as Wonyoung and Haein at debut. So what do you think about this? I am also really bad at guessing ages. I'd love to know your thoughts because I know people are gonna stand regardless. K-pop stans are of course notorious for complaining about everything. These idols are too young. I don't like this company, but you're still going to stand, be honest. Do you think as long as things are covered that it's okay? Where do you draw the line personally? I would love to know. How do you just pretend that someone was never part of a group? Let's talk about Girls' Generation because their music video for Mr. Mr. recently reached 100 million views on YouTube. Let's take a look. Here we have it uploaded 9 years ago, February 28th, 2014, and 100 million views. And you know, naturally, like many companies would, when a group reaches such a milestone, they like to make graphics to commemorate it. When a music video reaches 10 million views, 50 million views, 100 million views, a billion views, 1.2 billion views, YG, why do you do that? Like, I get it, but why 1.2 specifically? Like, that's not important right now. SM Entertainment is literally no exception, so they posted the following. Girls' Generation, 소녀시대, Mr. Mr. MV hits 1 million views. Thank you, Soojin, for your love and support. Of course, the link to the music video itself. So what is the issue here? Well, Jessica has been omitted from this graphic here, which fans have taken notice to, naturally. And I mean, what makes it worse is that there are 9 slots in this picture specifically, and the one in the middle, of course, has been replaced with the text Girls' Generation Mr. Mr. So let's read some of the responses to this post. Meanwhile, the thumbnails go erase Jessica, but the history can't repeat by themselves. You can remove her from the post, but you can't erase her from the group's history. Congratulations. And we can see Jessica was edited into the photo. You should respect Jessica. If you cut her image, you should delete this music video and post it again with OT8 version. Jessica's ad-libs made this song. She basically sang the whole thing in the background. SM is always so disrespectful. Why the need to erase her from comebacks she was a part of? Anyways, Jessica's coming back November 22nd with Beep Beep. Make sure to tune in. Alternative poster. You know, I think quite naturally there were a lot of fans who were upset by this. There were, however, some people who understood why SM did this. Why is it so hard for people to understand that SM can't use Jessica's image? For the love of God, just think a little bit. Generally wondering if they even have the rights to post new social media posts with her image at this point. It would have been better to show the album cover or a group shot of the music video. Don't gotta be a fan to see that this is just petty on SM's part. I could potentially see how that's petty, like maybe the format itself, but I don't think I've ever seen like a post commemorating 100 million views or a similar post that didn't include all the members of the group currently, not past members. No. It would be more surprising if Jessica actually appeared in that. Now, in terms of can they use Jessica's image, I'm sure they own all the rights to everything she's ever done under SM Entertainment. These are just my thoughts. I actually have no idea. I would think that they own the rights to all the images that they took during Mr. Mr. Do you know what I mean? Because why wouldn't they? It's very likely just a case of they just don't want to post her because she hasn't been part of the group. Like, have they posted her before this Mr. Mr. music video 100 million views milestone? So why would they start now? I actually saw a TikTok the other day of Cheon from LE SSERAFIM, and she was unboxing Fearless albums, and someone was like, she literally pulled Garam twice, and I couldn't really confirm if she actually did or not. It seems that she didn't show all the photo cards that she pulled, but you know, you kind of have this understanding that you're not supposed to, or you're probably not allowed to mention members who have left, right? And actually for LE SSERAFIM Fearless, surely it's reached 100 million views. We should look up what they posted. Okay, so this is seemingly from LE SSERAFIM's Instagram story when Fearless reached 100 million views, and Garam isn't there. Would you really expect her to be though? This does seem like standard practice. But I mean, I totally understand where fans are coming from. I remember when I reviewed Girls' Generation Forever One and I got slammed in the comments because I mentioned Jessica and I was like, she should be like, not that she should be, I don't even remember what I said, but I was just, I felt so bad that like Jessica couldn't like you know she can't participate, but it's like you're making this whole celebration and it's like she was a big part of the group and I loved her so much, but Soowin's were not having it. But I think it's natural to feel this way, to feel like, you know, oh, what could have been, like she should be able to celebrate these things, like while also having the understanding that like SM would never. But anyways, let me know what you think, because you know, how are you supposed to go about these things? How are you supposed to celebrate milestones which included past members who aren't currently part of the group, especially when they left on not so great terms? Do you think they should have made the post differently? Do you think it just is what it is? Let me know in the comments below. Ex-I-dle member Soojin has recently made her solo debut with Agassi, and it seems to be doing pretty well, with some people even finding some potential G-idle references within it. Let's take a look. So we have this move in particular from Agassi. Some people think it's a reference to the same move in Nude. And I've definitely heard from Nevis that nude in and of itself, a lot of people think is a reference to Soojin, that she's actually pictured in the music video. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Of course, the same dance moves are often featured across multiple different K-pop choreographies, but what do you think of this specifically? I've also seen people compare Soojin's Agashi to Jisoo's Flower. It was definitely my first thought, I'm not gonna lie, just the fact that they're both very like red. Let's listen to them a little bit. Then Jisoo's Flower. In terms of concept, I definitely see the similarity. I personally wouldn't mistake the songs for each other, but actually every time I listen to Soojin's Agashi, I think of 80s' Wave. I already know it's a stretch, you don't have to tell me. But let me know what you think in the comments. Digressing, of course, this is a very visually stunning comeback. And from an international standpoint of view, I've definitely seen a lot of support. However, she seemingly already halted Korean promotions for the song. Former G-Idol's Soojin reportedly halting Korean promotions for Agashi. So according to insiders, it seems that Soojin is focusing on her promotions overseas and halting her Korean promotions for the time being. With her label saying, "We have no scheduled music broadcast activities and will communicate with fans mainly on social media or YouTube." It's not that we aren't completely not promoting at the moment. The fan signing event has already been held once and we will continue in the future. So this has led people, of course, to speculate as to why she would do this. Now, there's speculation the lack of promotions is due to Soojin's past school violence controversy. There are a lot of people who don't want to let that go, to which a lot of people are pointing out like double standards, that there are idols who have been accused of the same things as her who are still very happily promoting. With that information, there's a new article that came out basically criticizing her solo debut. Media outlet criticizes the way former G-Idle member Soojin's new label handled her solo debut. Media reports have scrutinized the manner in which Soojin's solo debut has been executed. So the criticism is basically that her solo debut could have been approached in a quote more genuine way, considering those past controversies. As reported, it was noted that most of her in-person activities were suspended shortly after the release of her debut single Agashi without further explanation. Then of course it references the speculation that we just talked about, the continuous criticism from netizens circling around the school bullying accusations against her. So this news outlet is basically criticizing her company for seemingly trying to have her debut quietly, without issuing further statements to formally reckon with the controversy. And here's a quote from the article. "The debut album appears to be nothing more than a litmus test for public reaction. A braver and more honest approach to the debut, despite the chance of adverse responses from the public, would likely have been a greater benefit to her in the end. Unfortunately, given circumstances, it may be difficult for Soojin to fully evade the bully label if it continues this way." So that's definitely interesting. My first thought is like, do you really expect her to talk about it? Like, it's something that made her go into quote unquote hiding for like 3 years. Hasn't it been 3 years? But then it also reminded me of Jinny, former member of NMIXX, who recently also had her debut after having left NMIXX. Now, of course, both idols left under completely different circumstances. But do we remember when she was specifically asked about having left NMIXX at her press release? And we all thought it was kind of weird, like, why would you ask her that? But she still responded. And now reading this article, kind of criticizing her for not speaking up or like even addressing it or not being quote unquote genuine, it made me think back to that reporter asking Jinny about that. It's not that, you know, of course we can ask the press to not ask certain questions all we want. And it did make me think it was like a weird thing that they would ask Jinny that, or that she would even give like a non-response to that question. But now seeing like this specific criticism, like, oh, maybe it makes a little bit more sense now. Like, you know, she said something to just say something to avoid criticism for not having said anything at all. Does that make sense? I don't know, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this comeback? What do you think of the criticism in relation to the comeback? All that jazz. K-pop at the Grammys. This is always such an exciting time of year to see, you know, I actually don't remember. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm like, I just remember BTS that one time. Is that the only time? Well, Nobody got nominated this year. So let's check out the list of K-pop submissions to the Grammys, so we could really see the true extent of how K-pop has been snubbed this year. So here we are on good old Reddit, a nice little thread. So we had Aespa for Best New Artist, August D, of course, 50-50, naturally, J-Hope, Jimin, Jin, Jungkook, NCT Dream for Broken Melodies. Wait a minute. RM, 17, Stray Kids, TXT, Taehyung, Twice, NewJeans. So there were quite a bit, right? I remember reading an article that people were like, JYP is being too ambitious. There's no such thing. Nobody got in anyway. 50-50 is a little surprising to me because of their virality, right? I remember there wasn't it last year for the Grammy? Someone was like ABCDEFU was nominated and people were surprised. So yeah, K-pop completely shut out of 2024 Grammy nominations. Despite the fact that K-pop groups and soloists submitted in over 40 slots, the genre was shut out completely. Then again, 2024 Grammy nominations snub Pink, Sam Smith, and K-pop. Who else got the cold shoulder? I actually have a TikTok for the occasion. Me laughing at all the K-pop stars that thought their faves would get a Grammy nomination. I actually saw a TikTok this morning and it was like BTS all sat like on a couch or something and like awaiting the Grammy nominations and like waiting to see if they were nominated and their reaction to it. I've never really watched the Grammys or paid attention to it until BTS got nominated, but let me know your thoughts otherwise. Is AI going too far? So Lauv recently released a song in Korean, but he didn't have to say a word of Korean to make this song. Here we have the article. Artist Lauv is slammed for his lazy method of capitalizing on the Korean music market. So he has a song called Love You Like That, and he wanted to make a Korean version of it. So crazy and honored that we used AI to create the Korean version of Love You Like That, alongside the amazing help and talent of Kevin Woo 91 in translating and singing. Basically, Kevin translated and sang in Korean, and then DJ Swivel and Hooky AI took my raw vocals to create an AI model of my voice tone. So insanely mind-blown this is possible, and honestly excited for the future of people using this technology to connect with people around the world, bridge gaps in music, and make dreams more accessible. It's not just something to be taken lightly, but used correctly is such an amazing tool. Check out the full video here. Let's listen. Okay. Some of the comments, never seen a bigger attempt at a cash grab. Congrats on being the first. Proud of your trailblazer. Bridge gaps in music. Meanwhile, there's hardworking Korean singer, songwriter, and lyricists who are able to make connections with fans around the world in Korean lyrics, and sometimes taking it a step further, learning English to broaden their reach. Respectfully, do better. Wasn't it easier with more heart to learn to pronounce the language? Do you know that Korean singers learn English, Japanese, Mandarin, or even Spanish to give something special to their international fans? So you wanted to connect with Korean people, but didn't want to even attempt to sing in their language? Am I getting that right? So Kevin was sang the song and you're going to make it look like you did? Could you not just learn to sing it in Korean? Like, so many people learn to sing songs that aren't in their native language. I'm sorry, but as much as I love you and love that song, how complicated would it have been to learn some lyrics in Korean? I honestly hate you used AI when you could have just done it yourself or not do it at all. There's a reason that no one has done this yet and you're the first to do it. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. So artists don't even have to sing their own songs in the future, just use someone else and then put a filter over it to make it sound like they're singing it when actually it's not them singing? How is this any good? For what purpose? A lot of people, of course, pointing out K-pop idols releasing songs in multiple languages. Alexa comes to mind. She released some songs in Spanish. Oh, Chungha as well. I'm sure there's plenty more examples, so leave them down below. You know, aside from typically Japanese releases, English releases. There's another one in Spanish. I'm trying to remember it. I'm thinking of Baila Conmigo, but that's not the one. But it also in Spanish too, but there's another, I can't remember, but it was really good and it was in Spanish. I can't remember like what it sounds like or the singer at all. That's kind of tragic. So of course a lot of people find this problematic, right? Because, you know, you don't have to learn a sentence of Korean and you can essentially make a whole song in Korean. And of course, like the beauty and like learning languages is like making that effort to communicate with someone. Like the effort is is the most important part. Because, you know, do you guys ever watch 90 Day Fiance? You see people like falling in love and they literally talk to their phone. They talk to their phone translates it to another language, and then the phone talks to the other person. That's not really connection. It's communication, but it's not like connection. Is that bad then though? Because then like that also is the future though. So it's really a tricky situation because there are a lot of things that we hate and we find problematic that are the future. So you either go with it, you either pioneer it, you either profit off of it, or I don't know. Because it is tricky because I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is probably the future. Do we like it collectively? Probably not. But is it going to stop it from being a thing? I don't think so. Which does actually bring us quite smoothly into the next subject, which is, should we remove the K from K-pop? Because it's another thing where the vast majority of people are like, that's silly. Why would you take the K out of K-pop? It's literally K-pop. But I'm also sat here realistically thinking that's probably the future of it though. Does it sound great right now? No. But is it naturally going to progress into that? It looks like it. Right now, it does look like that. So Bang Si-hyuk recently said that he thinks we should remove the K from K-pop. It's been a huge discussion. Let's take a look at the full quote. These days, I often say that we need to remove the K from K-pop. K-pop now needs to meet a broader consumer base in a wider market. It seems he's concerned about like the growth of K-pop, and he's previously said that if K-pop continues in its current structure, I am certain that there will be limitations to its growth. I mean, at the end of the day, it's always going to be about profit. It's always been about profit, and it's always going to be about profit. So here's what some K-netizens have to think. So why even bother doing K-pop? I only like it because of the K though. So just call it pop then. I'll just leave K-pop then. I only like it because there's a K though. But what he says is kind of true. What is he blabbing about? Bang Si-hyuk needs to cut it down. Sigh, he makes no sense. This is just dumbfounding. If you read his actual interview, you'll end up agreeing with him. Of course, from the title, I didn't understand it. Does he not know why we even like idols in the first place? This also applies to why international fans like them. If not, they will just stan the singers from their own countries. I can understand to some extent that K-pop is indeed at an impasse right now, but I still don't think removing the K from it would solve anything. I actually asked you guys on my community tab, so let's see what some of you have to say. The thing is, K-pop isn't just pop. The visual of it all, music video outfits make up the whole appeal. The sound, aside from mostly being sang in Korean, the whole industry behind it is what makes it K-pop. Of course, the market has expanded, but in my opinion, we couldn't really call K-pop pop because pop as a culture and how it's presented is pretty different, or that's what I think at least. K-pop sets itself apart from everything. When you hear K-pop, you know exactly what the feel is, what it's going to be. It's become widely diverse and set itself apart from regular pop. LMAO genres labeled by nationality aren't labeled about the nationality they're marketed towards. K-pop means pop from Korea, just like J-rock means rock from Japan. K-pop is different than just pop though, and contrary to what others might say, K-pop is still K-pop even if there's no Korean lyrics. K-pop is an entire industry. It's a concept. Singing in the Korean language is never what made K-pop K-pop, especially since there's many singers in South Korea that are not considered K-pop artists despite the fact that they make Korean language music. K-pop is when you have idols who train at a company anywhere from a few months to 10 plus years, and everything in between. K-pop is where you have music shows that you vote for your favorite comeback on and hope your group wins that week. K-pop is all the choreography and music videos that have so much effort put into them because those things are crazy important in K-pop. K-pop is fans analyzing the line distributions because they want to make sure their bias is being treated fairly. K-pop is a whole culture and it's different than pop. And honestly, K-pop just has a whole feel to it that you can't put into words. You know when something is K-pop, regardless of what language it's in. It's just obvious. For example, people can say that group XG isn't K-pop all they want, but they really are. Every single thing about them is taken from K-pop culture, and they will continue to be lumped into the category of being a K-pop group for obvious reasons. Teddy already said this before, K-pop is just pop music with Korean language. But what makes K-pop unique is the concept, outfits, performance, vocals, and years of training that each idols went through. So there are some people, of course, who think that it's just pop in Korean, right? And there are some people who think it's more than that. It's an entire culture and industry. Of course, I would love to know your thoughts. Again, much like the AI thing, I do think K-pop is going to change. Everything is always in constant evolution, constantly changing. And we see groups like Vicha or what's going to be the group from Dream Academy. And I do think that is the vision. I think that's the vision. I don't think K-pop is going to change night and day to something like that, but I think that's what he means. And I think that's what we're going to see more of, you know, less of like these more strict values that K-pop stands themselves, international K-pop stands themselves hold up. Because remember, there was criticism towards NewJeans for speaking too much English, and even international stands, a lot of them were like, you know, it is K-pop at the end of the day. They should be speaking more Korean because they're representing Korea. I think we're going to see less of that. I think we're going to see more idols speaking in the languages that are their native languages, specifically catering to that wider audience that isn't just specifically within Korea. Do you know what I mean? Like, it might not be something that you necessarily like, but I think it's currently happening and it's going to continue. But let me know your thoughts on that, because it's a really interesting conversation to have. So many comments. You don't necessarily need to remove it, but I do wish K-pop artists would be put into more regular categories like any other artist when it comes to Western award ceremonies. They'll make a whole K-pop category and only keep them in that category instead of making them compete with anyone else. It was previously falsely reported that Karina from Aespa, Wonyoung from I-dle, and Soojin from I-dle would be doing a collaboration together, and I actually mentioned it in my video. We were literally reading like K-netizens reacting to this confirmed lineup that was actually not confirmed, so I apologize for that. The article that I read specifically said like, this is the confirmed lineup, and we had K-netizens reacting to it and everything, so I really don't know what happened there, but again, I apologize. Here is the officially confirmed lineup, and I saw the teaser with all three of these members, so I know it's true too. We have Aespa's Winter, I-dle's Liz, and of course I-dle's Soojin, who was actually the only real member from the false lineup. Not gonna lie, that false lineup was really juicy, and we could see the juiciness in the comments. This lineup I feel like is quite a bit more tame, but still quite a nice lineup. So I just wanted to clarify that. So let's end out with some Kpop shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently. So we have NewJeans, who are going to perform at the Billboard Music Awards. Stray Kids released their music video for LALALALA, and Aespa for Drama. We also have Bangyeoldam with Miss You, and Red Velvet's Chill Kill, which I'm about to film a reaction for my patrons. For our K-pop song of the day, I came across this yesterday, and like, it just goes hard. So this is I-dle's Queen Card, covered by Bongo Cat. Wait for the chorus. The chorus is just wait. Meow, 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 meow. It's just so funny. I wanted to share with you today. I did want to quickly do a comment response because I seem to have offended not only the entirety of Brazil, but also Orbits, because I called this meme the NewJeans meme. And I don't know, all over my TikTok, that's all I've seen it as. I've seen K-pop idols reference the meme. I've seen NewJeans themselves reference the meme, call it the NewJeans meme. I mean, can we actually blame Honey for this? Because that's where I got the NewJeans meme from Honey saying it's a NewJeans meme. That's all I've seen it as. So I'm sorry, I didn't know it was a Brazilian meme and or a Luna meme beforehand. Frankly, you guys are fighting amongst each other, so I don't really know what's what. So what? Oh, no, I've honestly only ever seen it in relation to NewJeans, and I just called it the NewJeans meme. It doesn't mean it can't be any other meme. It was just to reference specifically what I wanted to reference. I never claimed that NewJeans invented this meme. I just associated it with what I heavily have it associated with. So I deeply apologize for that to both Brazilians and Orbits, or one or the other. I'm sure, who knows? I don't know, but I'm sorry for calling it the NewJeans meme. What should I say? Well then, like, I don't know, how do I speak then? Because to me, it's the NewJeans meme. I'm saying it the NewJeans meme because that's what a lot of people know it as. But I don't mean to discredit any previous use of that meme ever in the history of meme dumb. So I don't know, help me out here. That is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. Also check out my second channel. I've been uploading vlogs and shorts. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Huge shout out to my patrons for supporting this channel on a monthly basis, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Meow 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 meow. I keep getting comments saying that my audio is low, and I'm starting to think that it's a prank, that this is like some sick inside joke, because I literally, look, do you see that? That's an XLR wire to make the audio sound better. I don't know if that's works or if that's true. I got an fancy audio interface where I also had to buy an extra wire for that because nothing comes with wires anymore and you're just expected to buy wires on your own. I have everything to the fullest of volumes to the point where I put my earphones in, I hear static sound, and everyone's like, no, we don't hear the static sound. It actually sounds louder. Thank you for making it louder. And I'm like, okay, I trust you, because otherwise I don't know what to do aside from buying like a $200 cloud amplifier that says it amplifies without messing with the background noise. And I'm like, that sounds cool, but it's also $200 and from America. I don't know why Amazon offers options that's like, okay, you could buy this, but it's from the US and you have import fees. And if you want to return it, well, tough luck with that, babe. Is this not loud enough for you? I don't... Moving on. Well, it's the end of the video. Bye! Again.